No, get those lights off! Off! Turn them off, they're too bright, turn them off!
Donald Trump found himself trending online for all the wrong reasons recently. A leaked photo showed him with a hand covered in red splotches, sending social media into a frenzy. Wild theories, particularly about a certain sexually transmitted disease, spread like wildfire. The internet had a field day, but who really milked it for laughs? You guessed it, the one and only Jimmie Kimmel.
Donald Trump has had to deal with a viral moment that was embarrassing even for him. This is a photo. You can see Trump waving his way into court, and if you look closely, you can see red spots on his hand, which many people noted is a common symptom of syphilis.
Jimmie Kimmel, following the format of his usual late-night talk show humor, playfully matched some of Trump's recent public appearances with possible symptoms of syphilis. This all started with a photo circulating on social media showing Trump with red marks on his hand.
Which could mean Donald Trump has syphilis or syphilis has Donald Trump, one of those.
Social media went wild with theories, and Kimmel couldn't help but add his own funny take on the situation.
You own this pageant, you go over, you're meeting the girls and stuff. One of them comes up to you and says, "Mr. Trump, you're a very sexy man.
You're a beautiful man. You have fantastic hair.
Well, you're a powerful man." Right? Right? You're a powerful man.
Right.
I want to sleep with you. Now, you're not the type that would say no.
I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Right. No, but I mean, you see a beautiful woman, you want to have that.
He turned it into a light-hearted moment on his show, but importantly, he made it very clear that he wasn't seriously suggesting Trump has syphilis. Instead, he jokingly said the red marks were likely just from Trump getting messy while eating curly fries.
Probably ketchup, you know. He probably got his hands in a container of curly fries or something. But it's funny.
Jimmie Kimmel took a swipe at Donald Trump's past comments during a recent show. In 1997, Trump appeared on The Howard Stern Show and boasted about his numerous relationships, comparing himself to a brave soldier navigating a scary world. He even implied his success with women was a kind of personal victory. Fast forward to the present. Kimmel highlighted this past interview while discussing a different topic related to Trump. By bringing up Trump's own words about his past behavior, Kimmel cleverly questioned the logic of Trump's current stance on the issue. It was a way of using Trump's own statements to potentially expose a contradiction in his views. This approach was particularly effective because it relied on facts and past actions rather than relying on insults or figurative language.
Trump famously said avoiding STDs, he said in an interview, when he was single in the 90s was his personal Vietnam. But if he has syphilis, that would mean the only Vietnam he avoided was Vietnam. It is possible that Trump may have a condition they call neurosyphilis. And while I am not a doctor, I thought that as a public service, it might make sense for us to go through the list of symptoms.
In the interview, the former businessman turned politician clarified this point by referring to women's vaginas as potential landmines and stating that there's some real danger there. Kimmel pointed out that Trump previously compared avoiding sexually transmitted diseases to a difficult personal experience. Later, the discussion shifted to history, and Trump bragged about his bachelor lifestyle. He even said guys who dodged the Vietnam draft shouldn't feel guilty because dating during the 80s AIDS crisis was dangerous too. According to Trump, wives should be worried about catching something unpleasant, but being married to him is already a burden, so there's that. Kimmel wasn't done yet. He played a video showing clips of Trump's past behavior alongside images of well-known syphilis symptoms. Kimmel argued that if a political rival had been spotted with a red, blotchy hand, Trump's reaction would have been much different. He would have been obsessed with it. But for now, let's focus on Trump's rather amusing, if not concerning, symptoms.
In Clinic presents Syphilis, and you. Beware of these telltale symptoms of syphilis. Mood swings.
No, get those lights off! Off! Turn them off, they're too bright, turn them off!
Memory loss.
We appreciate it very much, Tim Apple.
Impaired judgment.
President Trump and First Lady Melania at the White House. The president staring at the sun without glasses at first.
Confusion. delusions.
Frankly, we did win this election.
Delirium.
Think of it, magnets. Now, all I know about magnets is this. Give me a glass of water. Let me drop it on the magnets. That's the end of the magnets.
Mania.
Mr. Trump posted well over 100 times on Twitter throughout the day.
Psychosis.
So, supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, very powerful light. Sounds interesting.
Seizures.
I don't remember.
Don't be like Dirty Don. A message from the Cleveland Clinic. When you've got BD, think Cleveland.
Kimmel brought his signature wit and sharp mind to the table, rendering Trump momentarily speechless, and the audience doubled over in laughter. Kimmel's segment, discussing symptoms akin to those of syphilis at his comedy clinic, showcased Trump's late-night appearance. Adding a twist, Kimmel likened him to Dirty Dawn, a stark contrast to Trump's self-proclaimed moniker, Honest Dawn. The tables turned swiftly, leaving Trump struggling to find a comeback. This viral moment stirred conversations far and wide. Recently, Donald Trump's legal team made a bold move, petitioning the Supreme Court for absolute immunity from any criminal charges stemming from his involvement in the 2020 election. Kimmel seized this opportunity to inject humor into the discourse, suggesting that Trump might as well seek immunity from life's other challenges, underscoring the peculiarity of such a legal plea. He pointed out the unprecedented nature of Trump's request, highlighting the absence of similar demands from any of the previous 44 presidents. With a nod to Trump's infamous bleach comment, Kimmel quipped about the irony of seeking legal immunity after suggesting unorthodox methods for combating illness. In essence, Donald Trump's plea to the Supreme Court for a shield against election-related charges became the subject of comedic scrutiny on a national scale. Trump views this request as paramount, believing that without such immunity, a president's authority and capacity to make critical decisions would be compromised. His confidence in the Supreme Court's approval of his plea stems from his significant financial resources, hinting at the possibility of leveraging his wealth to sway the judge's decision in his favor. However, even if this tactic fails, Trump appears undeterred, suggesting that he could simply assert immunity regardless of the court's ruling. This bold assertion reflects Trump's belief in his own power and ability to navigate legal and political challenges.
How the Supreme Court is going to rule on the presidential immunity he believes clears him of all wrongdoing. He raged in all caps, "A president of the United States must have full immunity, without which it would be impossible for him, her, to," suddenly he's into pronouns, "to properly function. Even events that cross the line must fall under total immunity, or it will be years of trauma trying to determine good from bad."
According to Trump, granting total immunity to all presidents is essential for them to wield the necessary power and authority to make significant decisions. Essentially, he's seeking a carte blanche to engage in any questionable or illegal activities without fear of repercussions. However, this notion clashes with the reality of governance. It's not a fantasy realm, but a nation governed by laws and accountability. Trump's request for unchecked immunity reflects a troubling disregard for the principles of accountability and the rule of law that underpin democratic governance. Kimmel wasted no time in poking fun at Trump's legal team, who seemed to be painting a doomsday scenario if Trump didn't receive this blanket immunity. It's almost as if they're suggesting that without it, future presidents would be doomed. But let's face it, seeking immunity is like asking for a safe house. It's not exactly a common request. Past presidents may have done some questionable things, from starting wars to trampling on civil liberties, but they never had to plead for immunity in court. In the grand scheme of things, anyone who violates the Constitution or US law should face the legal music, regardless of their presidential status. After all, accountability should be blind to titles. What's your take on this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video engaging, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell icon to stay in the loop on all things related to Trump's legal saga. Until next time.